Well, hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to another week of Brian's Basement. I'm so happy for all of you out there that could join us today for this week. We have a very special guest, a guest that I've wanted to be on the show since the very beginning, and they're finally here. I'm super excited for it, and I'll introduce them in just a second. But before I do that, I'm going to play a song of my own to kick things off today. This is a song called the Insomnia Song. And it's fitting because I didn't sleep very good last night. So here you go. Wake up feeling low, and I'm only gonna feel lower. Wake up feeling slow, and I'm only gonna feel slower. I know how these days go. Riding on this carousel, going round and round. Always on the cycle, going up and down. And I know how these days go. And I know that these days pass. But I know these days come back. I'm afraid of the dark, but not the monsters underneath my bed. Dead dogs, old monologues, and things that haven't happened yet. And I know how these nights go. Focus on your breathing and listen to the ceiling fan. Just 3 more hours ago and you can try it all again. And I know how these nights go. And I know that these nights pass. And I know these nights come back. Riding on this carousel, going round and round. Always on the cycle, going up and down. And I know how these days go. All right, thank you so much. All right, as I said, we have a very special guest tonight. I'm super excited to introduce them. We have the newly minted, the Blue Above, tuning in from all the way across town. That's friend of the show, Stephan, and Marie. Hey, guys, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. I'm so glad that you're all here. Everybody, we may know you from another name, and we'll talk about that later. But other than that, how's everything going over there?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good over here, brother. Can't complain.
Yeah, I gotta say, congratulations and happy Happy 21st episode.
Oh,
you guys are legal.
It's the 21st. You know, I even forgot. I was playing my song. I was like, I forgot my beer.
Oh.
But I will get it whilst you all are playing your song,
Post-haste.
which maybe we should do right now. So, what song are y'all gonna play for us?
This first song is called Now, and it's about how anyone can make home, and it's not really tied to a place.
All right, this is Now by the Blue Above on Brian's Basement.
Seeing that house on the drive back north, hearing a song from the night before, I smile. I'm right where I belong. Watching the leaves turn back to green, left with a memory from Tennessee. I found this, that's why I call you home. That's why I call you home. Seeing a friend's face across the crowd, smiling the same way you did before. I know I'm right where I belong. Feeling the sun fall across my face, carrying the same love I kept back then. I found this, that's why I call you home. That's why I call you home. That's why I call you home. It's night and I'm dancing with the stars. I can feel time slipping by, and I'm hoping that I'll find a sign in the sky. Saw the good rise in your eyes, and I prayed for it to last. Now I wonder how you've gone so far away. I love you. I never said it before, so I'm saying it now. Goodbye, seems for us they never stay. I don't wanna hold so tight. I've been sober now for days and it doesn't feel right. I feel heavy in the light, my heart's longing for the sea, and I don't know what this dream of your face could mean. I love you. I never said it before, so I'm saying it now. I love you. I never said it before, so I'm saying it now. I love you. I never said it before, so I'm saying it now. I love you. I never said it before, so I'm saying it now.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for that first song. That was great. Um, cool. Well, I've got some questions to ask y'all, and just so you know, everybody out there watching, throw down some questions in the comment section, or just throw down some musings or thoughts or whatever you want. Say hi to the people watching the show out there, and we might even bring back the call-in section later. So be on your be on your toes for that. Okay, so Stephan, we've had you on the show, very first guest of the show. But so I kind of want to dig into, see what Marie's all about.
Sure.
So, Marie, what was your first kind of experience in music, and what got you singing in the first place?
Well, I've always loved singing. When I was little, I would always sing songs and perform for my mom and my brother. And I was in theater when I was younger, so I've just always really loved it. I actually went to college for acting and directing, so it's
Oh.
just always been in my life. But yeah, it's just something that I've always loved, and yeah, now I get to do it with Stephan, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
that's super cool. I didn't know that about the acting and directing. What were some of your favorite early influences, or favorite early musicians that you really took to and tried to emulate?
Um, I don't know about emulating, but
Yeah,
I loved Shania Twain back in the
Yeah.
day.
yeah, right, totally.
I was
Love
a
it.
big fan of her, Tina Turner, just all the greats. I've always really loved Jewel. So when I was really young, I was into Jewel and Natalie and Bruglia and people like
Yes.
that. So yeah, I've always kind of loved sad music. That's my vibe.
Those are all super powerful vocalists though. So I think that match, I can see that, I can kind of hear that influence in your voice too. So how did that turn into writing or singing songs with in front of people in more of a bar setting or something like that?
Well, that was all actually just meeting Stephan. Stephan and I actually used to be coworkers back in our retail days, and we just always really got along at work. And he kind of mentioned that he played guitar, and I was like, oh, I write poetry and I love to sing.
And I am just not good with words, as you know, Brian. It takes me 2 years to write a song. Marie's like, oh, I wrote 4 songs yesterday. I'm like, what?
Okay.
I was like, all right, we got to get together and just jam and just see what happens. And normally that's a disaster, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you've done that before.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time it ends up just terribly. But yeah, we got together and I think we wrote a couple of songs that we thought were just the coolest thing in the world.
Oh yeah, 100%. We don't
We don't
right.
play any
Well,
of those.
We
guess
don't
what?
play any of those anymore.
Writing songs is the coolest thing in the world, so they probably were, as far as I'm concerned.
We don't play them anymore.
Oh, see, you got what you have to do is you have to start an internet music show, and then when you really need content, you start playing all your old crappy songs.
I got nothing left.
Yeah, that's what you do. It works wonders for me. So when
Yeah.
So when you were jamming, and then Stephan's we should play out. What was your first kind of gig, I guess, or first experience on stage in a public setting?
when
Oh,
we
yeah,
first played
Millions
out,
open mic, right?
yeah,
okay.
we've just we still just play open mics mainly. I mean, obviously no one's really playing anything these days, but we kind of just got a few songs together and kind of got tired of playing them to Jacinia and and Rachel. So we were like, well, we should go play out. And so we played at Millions and did a few open mics, and that's kind of where we've been playing up until recently.
That's
Yeah.
super cool. I I remember the one. I want to talk about this more because I don't know. Well, we'll talk about this later. But I remember
Uh-oh.
when y'all played a gig at Millions as the featured songwriter, and to me that was the biggest Like I've never seen that place so full before.
It was insane.
It was.
I was terrified.
It was like holy
like,
shit.
oh no.
I think it was what didn't Joe open for y'all?
Or was it Joe or was it?
I think
Jordan?
they had. Did they do the feature artist first and then?
Yeah, we weren't the feature. We definitely were not the feature.
This was like the feature because it was like Jordan was doing this like thing.
Yeah.
And I swear we put Joe and then like you two on a bill. I don't know, but it was insane.
Oh no, you're right. Yes, it was Joe Wallet. Yes, you're right. It was. We played together.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was like I was like, holy shit! Look at this. Like this is insane.
Imagine me.
Yeah. But
that was scary.
So I want to ask this question to both of you because I don't think I came up with this question at the time when Stephan when you were on the show. I would say that I came up with better questions and refined my interview style, but that hasn't happened. But the question I usually like to ask people is like, if you're on stage as a musician, you usually there's like three components of it. There's like the songwriting and the craft of the song, the like musicianship of like playing an instrument or singing well, and then finally like the actual like performance, like the persona. Is there anybody for either of you that just kind of stands out at one or all of those things that you just think like that's what I want to try to be like, not be like, but just like I wish I could be that good. Fuck am I saying?
I'm sure you're gonna say James Blake.
Yeah, I'm like one of my favorite artists because I can't narrow it down to just one is James Blake. He's just got an incredible range and he does a lot of his own producing. He produces a lot of other really good musicians in the business, which I think is always a really good sign.
Yeah, totally.
And he's just got a very, very unique sound and a very haunting sound. So I just love everything that he does. And then, I mean, like, obviously, like Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's just, like, amazing. So I would say those are my two.
I think, like, Beyonce is, like, the embodiment of, like, charisma.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? How about you, Stephan?
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely name a few artists, but I think there's this wavelength that we're all trying to achieve, and you see it in musicians who capture a crowd and they just gather everyone on the same wavelength, and you can just feel the energy. You also see that in comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I would love to tap into. I've tapped into just a few times, and it's definitely the most gratifying feeling when you just know that people are feeling exactly what you're feeling. So I'd say that's for sure what I strive for, and what I'd love for us to, get there.
Yeah, that's the best. I mean, that's it's so weird how you can be on stage playing, and even though all the senses would be the same thing whether people are into it or not. Like it sounds the same in a bar, it looks generally the same, but there is something weird and intangible that you can tell if it's like clicking or not.
Yes.
I wonder what that is. I haven't really thought about that too much until I just said it, but I wonder what it is that does that.
Well, I mean, you can pick up on energies and vibrations and everything like that. So I think it's probably just like feeding off the energy in the room.
Yeah, it has to be something like that because, like I said, like you can just tell. And I don't know if like you could tell like in the crowd, like if other. Well, I guess you could if other people were digging it, but. Anyway, I don't know where we're going with this. How about so at this? How about another song? Basically, God, I'm rusty. I haven't done a lot of interviews lately. So I felt like I was getting my interviewing better, and now we're back to square one.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thanks, Marie. See, yeah. Well, how about we save me from myself, and we get another song. So what are you guys gonna play for us?
Sure, we got a new one that we're going to debut for you. Yeah, so this is, for those of you who don't know, which is some of you. I don't know how many people are even watching this, 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3.
So maybe like 2 people don't know that Marie went over to Europe for the last 4 years. So she just moved back in October. And we started this song.
3 years.
Felt like 4. I'll stand by that. So we started working on this song 4 years ago, and we finished it last night. So
Whoa.
we might completely mess this up, but
Don't put that on us.
What's it called?
I don't think it has a name yet. We've been
Cool.
calling it Pale Moon, but that's just because that's how it starts.
All right. So we got working title, Pale Moon. Well, the blue
If anyone
above.
has any suggestions, put it in the comments.
Throw it right in
Yeah.
the comments. See, Marie, you should be running this show, not me. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Pale moon, don't you shine so bright. I feel the hope from your light. Darling, don't despair so loud. I lost you in the dark somehow. They say I'm chosen to love you. Ooh, I feel the sun when I hold you. I feel the sun when silver heart don't claim so strong. I feel the pull when you come through. Eager hands don't fail me now. I left the light just to know you. They say I'm chosen to love you. Ooh, I feel the sun when I hold you. I feel the sun when Pale moon, don't you sigh so light. I hear the love deep inside. Darling, say you want me now. I found you in the dark somehow. They say I'm chosen to love you. Ooh, I feel the sun when I hold you. I feel the sun when 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 I feel the sun when
All right. Well, that was super cool. New song. Well, we've had several exclusives here over the past 21 weeks. I'm pretty happy about that, actually.
I will say normally on that song, after we play it, we just like high five and just like football dance in the end zone. So I'm pretty proud.
Did you play it cool? I can't see y'all, but
oh yeah, we did a little jiggle.
Okay. All right. That's super cool. So Kim, is there anything coming through on the comments? Do we have anything in there yet? Oh, we see Graham going for the mic.
All right. So we have a question.
We have a question. Oh, I love questions.
So, what are some things driving your sound and songwriting at the moment?
Who asked that question?
Oh, Maria Israel.
All right. Maria Israel.
And Mariah.
Mariah.
Sorry.
Hey, Mariah.
So, did you guys hear the question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So what are we working on right now specifically with our sound? We're definitely constantly working on tightening up our vocal harmonies. Surprisingly, like after the 4-year hiatus, when Marie came back, she was like better than she was 4 years ago. Is it insane? Or 3 years ago?
3 years ago.
Yeah,
Yep.
4.
It seemed like 4.
It seemed like 4.
It's been 4 now.
I'll stand by that. And then Since it's just one instrument, we've really been, I've been trying to have a little bit more sound control, not just wailing on the guitar. I think I'm a little prone to doing that. And, especially with that last song, I think that's the one thing that we just couldn't quite figure out is how to get that balance. So I've personally been working on that quite a bit.
And I think in terms of the songs and kind of like the things that we talk about, I really just write about things that are going on in my life, things that I feel, experiences. We do a lot of songs about kind of like trying to find yourself and being in love but not losing yourself in love and still being able to find purpose and find a voice, and also be tied to individuals, so not just romantic love but friendship love and everything like that. So I just write about things that mean something to me, and yeah, I just kind of write about what's in my heart.
Yeah, I like the part that you mentioned about the different kinds of love. I really that really shines through, I think, on the songs, and I think that's a cool, interesting take. So thank you for the question, Mariah, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Cool. So let's talk about just the concept of the band here, and I think that's a good lead into this. Stephan talking about his guitar playing, and then Marie with your lyrics. But before we do that, for a long time, y'all were known as Alone Together until just recently. Now you're the Blue Above. Can you talk about why the name changed and how you settled on the original name and then also the new name?
Well, I don't know if you heard about this this little pandemic that's happening
Oh, wow.
in 2020.
Everyone uses Alone Together now. It's
Yeah.
just
It's like the pandemic hashtag. So it's like be alone together. And so we obviously couldn't like use that anymore because it's tied to this horrible pandemic. And so we wanted to come up with a different name that still kind of resonates with us. And we talk a lot in our songs, which actually even the one that we just did, but in all of them, we talk a lot about nature and about being in nature and experiencing nature in all of its forms. And so that was kind of where the Blue Above came from. And I personally really feel very connected to the color blue. In like spirituality, it means strength and resilience, and it just has a lot of personal meaning. So we were kind of brainstorming last night, and we kind of landed on that. And
it was a productive night.
It was a very productive night. Alone Together was actually done by one of our customers. Back when we used to work retail together, I was talking to one of our customers, and he was like, "Well, what's your name?" It's like, "Oh, we don't have a name yet." And he was like, "Well, what's your vibe?" And, I kind of told him a little bit about us. And he was like, Alone Together. So we just went with,
We're like, that's great.
yeah, we were
Yeah.
like, we love it.
And we just couldn't come up. And we've actually been talking about this for a little bit
Yeah.
now, like probably about a year, about changing our name.
Mhm.
But we're not good with coming up with song titles, band names. It's just not our forte.
Kristen's
so.
boyfriend came up with the song, the title for Trigger. Like he was the one that named
yeah.
that song. We often have people name songs for us,
And I'm completely fine with that.
yeah.
I think that's really cool, actually. Kind of like crowdsourcing the vibe that people are getting. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, my band is called The Amazing Waste, and I just played a song called The Insomnia Song. So clearly, we're in good company here
Killing
of
it.
can't name things.
I will add on the name though. The Blue Above. That I like the ambiguity to it. There's many shades of blue, and I think everyone kind of has their own thought of what comes to their head. So to me, it's something completely different than to you. So I think that's what really drew me to that name.
Yeah, I like it, and I like its lack of association with a global pandemic too. I think you really
Yeah.
nailed that feature with the blue above.
Thank you.
So let's go back. We hit on this briefly. So you're both working together, and then you you're writing poetry, Marie, and Stephan. You're like, I play guitar. Is there like more to that? Because to me, that's like a terrifying proposition to even be like, hey, coworker person, like, want to hang out after work and play guitar and write songs together? Like, what does it take to like actually, like, what's the practical actuality of that?
So yeah, I think there was definitely a feeling out, and it wasn't like we started working together and then a week later we started jamming. Like it took a while to I don't know, make sure we were cool enough for each other. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I always felt like really comfortable with Stephan, and even, he was actually my boss, so it wasn't like we were just coworkers. I reported to him directly. But he really even just like helped me out at work with some stuff that was going on, and he was just really supportive, and that's how I find him to work together as well. Like whenever we're working together and writing songs, he's always really supportive. He's always really like complimentary, and I just feel like very relaxed with him. And so that was the reason that I even agreed to do that, because to be honest with you, I actually have like pretty decent anxiety, and so I definitely don't like just always kick it with new people. But I knew that I had a lot of respect for him, and I knew that he was someone that I could trust and be comfortable with. So we hung out, I think we even hung out a couple of times before we played together. So we definitely had a very good relationship, and that was actually when both of us were just at work all the time. So we were around each other a lot.
And you just knew. So
Yeah, I think that both of you were pretty welcoming and warm people in my experience. So I guess that kind of does make sense especially if you're working together. I tell this story a lot. I've probably told this like 3 or 4 times on this podcast. But when my bass player Scott, I was just at open mic and he came up. He's like, "Yo, can I play bass for you?" And I was like, "Whoa!" Story. I was like, "This guy could want to like, cut my head off or something. He could be a psychopath." So I was like really cautious and nervous.
What's the clap for?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
Like, yeah,
cut his head off.
That's the wife producing the show. But anyway, it's just like I don't know this person. Like this person, we could not vibe at all. I don't know. And so I was like really cautious about it. But it turns out that Scott's super cool and one of my best friends now. So, but I just the whole concept that I think how would you say like if you're somebody that like is like I do a thing and I want to share it with people but I don't know how, because that's me. Like how would you like advise them?
I would definitely say just to fucking do it and not be sorry. I curse. Sorry.
It's okay. You can say whatever you want.
Okay.
I specifically check the not for children on this show on YouTube, so we should really try to live up to that and be more say more things.
I would definitely say just fucking do it. And, especially with like music and stuff like that, like there's always things like open mics. And that's definitely how we got more comfortable playing out. I mean, I think I'm pretty positive you were there for my very first open mic ever.
Probably. I was there a lot.
Yeah. And even like getting to know you guys, like you and Joe, and like having that bit of community, like it's been so enriching in my life to be able to have people that like I just like to listen to their music and I like to play, with them and things like that. And it's been really enriching. So don't ever let the fear stop you from doing it, because if you have something that you enjoy it for a reason, and you should just go for it.
Yeah, I love that. That's yeah, that's great. And I like what you says that it can go the other way around too, where it's like you and Stephan were friends and then found you had this thing in common and then turned it into this thing. But you could also do the opposite where you can go out, take your thing to go find new friends. I think I think my friend Alex said like you have so many adult friends that from music, and I was like, wow, I really do. Like all of my friends I've made as an adult are through music. I think that's like super cool and worth it altogether just to go out and try it.
Agreed.
So how do your practices go? I want like nuts and bolts type stuff. Like what is it like? You show up, are you drinking? Are you like taking it real seriously? Are you chilling out? Because I've been in bands where it's like, yeah, we're just gonna grab beers and sit around and we'll just noodle around for like 3 hours and go home. But now I'm very much like, we have 2 hours of practice. We're gonna play songs straight through, and then we're all gonna go home and enjoy our lives.
We're definitely not that structured on time typically, but we'll just meet up and typically the flow is that I'll have a tune in mind that I've just been kind of tinkering with, and I might have like 3 or 4 words. I'm like, I don't know, this is kind of what comes to me, and then Marie will she'll like hum it a couple of times, and then she'll grab a notepad and just scribble out like an entire song sometimes.
Really?
It's insane. Yeah, it's the most humbling experience to see just the creative juices and how geared she is on lyrics. It blows me away. But yeah, we'll do that and play around with the verse, and then try to come up with a chorus and just kind of go from there. But I don't know.
I think that's exactly. The only other thing I would say is Stephan is very helpful with like helping me with the melodies and things like that, because a lot of times if I can hear the way that the melody is going to go, then I'm like, oh, okay, well then I know exactly what we're going to do. And we do talk a lot about what we're kind of trying to say with the song. So what I don't ever want to do is to make a song that doesn't make sense, because like that happens actually quite a lot, like especially in one of my favorite styles of music, pop music. Like I feel like a lot of times their songs just don't make any fucking sense, and
Sure.
I hate that so much. Like I'm like, why would you not just change a few things and make it make sense? so we definitely have an idea of what we're trying to say, and then we go from there.
So it sounds like your practices are also like double duty songwriting sessions too.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is super cool. I can't even imagine doing something like that. I want to dig more into that for sure. But before we do, how about I think it's time for maybe song number 3 on the show. And just to all the folks out there, remember, keep say hi to each other in the chat. If you got questions or comments or musings or suggestions or demands, or anything like that, you throw it in there. And after they play their next song, we're gonna do it. We're gonna bring back the call-in section. We're gonna do it. We're gonna bring back the call-in section. So after they play their song, just give me a call on my phone. Or Stephan, do you have your phone handy? Or Marie, do you have your phone handy?
I've got my phone right here. Marie's got her phone right
Okay.
there.
Yep, I've got my phone.
Okay,
Yep.
so if you can call, if you got Stephan's number, call Stephan. If you got Marie's number, call Marie, and they'll just hold the phone up to the mic on speaker, and we'll see what happens. Okay, or you can call me too. You just got my phone number, and we'll bring out the call-in section. So make sure call in after they sing their song. Don't call while they're singing their song. Not
Better
cool.
not.
Not cool. So okay, that's out of the way. Song number 3. What do you got? We're all going to play for us.
So this one is right now it's tentatively being called Lately. Again, if anyone has any ideas, go ahead, put it in the comments. This was actually written at a somewhat dark time in my life where I didn't feel like I had a lot of purpose, and I wasn't really sure kind of what direction to go. And I think that we've all been there before. But it's about just knowing that you can always be there for yourself, and also knowing to rely on other people sometimes and not always make it like you have to figure this out on your own.
Sounds good.
Lately I've been running on empty, getting hard to look at myself. I'm so tired of being quiet about wanting what I want, and I promise not to lie to myself. How come when it's dark I see bright lights? I've always got the stars in my eyes. I'm so done with where we ended. I forgot how we began it. So hard to give good love to yourself. I'm so lost from the gray in my heart. I see fire wherever you are. I don't know if I should hold back or run straight into this hell. I've kept this heart to myself. Lately I've been counting on no one. Funny how it changed from the start. I felt free at the beginning, now I'm praying for the ending. So hard to say goodbye to this self. How come all I feel is the lonely? Always knew your love in my heart. I'm so done with where we ended, but I want us to be closer. I promise I would stay where you are. I promise I would stay where you are. I'm so lost from the gray in my heart. I see fire wherever you are. I don't know if I should hold back or run straight into this hell. I've kept this heart to myself.
New untitled song by The Blue Above. New untitled song by newly titled band. Okay. Well, we got call-in section time, all right? So if you got a question or comment, call it in. In the meantime, we're going to be just, I don't know, it's like fishing. You were just waiting to catch something. So
I've never been fishing, but
You've never been
your
fishing?
word for it, brother.
Well, let me tell you about fishing. Me and Tommy, we've got a fishing contest every year, and I'd never caught a fish in my adult life, and I was feeling real discouraged about it. But then I went to a lake that actually had fish in it, and wouldn't you know it, I actually caught 5 fish. Kim says 5. Kim had to take all of them off the hook because I got scared, and I don't mind touching the fish. I just don't want to hurt them, and Kim's an expert at digging around in mouths and things. So
Someone's calling me.
Oh, we got a call. We got one. All right. Put them on speaker. Put them through.
It's my sweetheart and love of my life, Jasenia Black. Hey, baby.
We got Jasenia.
Hey.
This is weird because I'm all off from the TV.
Oh yeah. Recommend you mute the TV.
But my question is, as a new dog mom, has that informed your writing at all? And will there be any new songs about your new fur baby?
Obviously, that was directed at me. So.
I am sure that Minnie Louise Black Pope will make an appearance at some point in our songwriting adventures. She is a huge light in my life, so I can't imagine her not making an appearance.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for the call, Jasenia.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you for calling in, Jasenia. I really appreciate the call. Here's a fun fact. I have several songs about dogs, but I'm not going to tell anybody which ones they are. So,
I was going to say, now I'm going to listen to all of your songs again and try to figure
that's
it
a
out.
fun fact.
I
But
didn't know that.
I've had several parents on the show, and I asked them how being a parent affected their writing, but never that one. So,
I mean, it's my first bout in parenting. So.
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's about as far as I think I'm going to go with parenting. So, anyway, so you did mention earlier tonight. We're still accepting calls, everybody. So bring them in if you got them. Mentioned about how a lot of your songs are about nature. So what do you all do to experience nature, and what does that does that bring anything to your songwriting? To me, it's like recharging. If I just go out in the woods, I come back and I just feel so recharged.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I don't think we've ever had a song session outside, like in the wilderness. Like we've played out here, but yeah, maybe we should try that.
We definitely should. I mean, I definitely am a big fan of like going out, just like getting out for walks and things like that, and just going on like cabin trips with our friends and just being close to people without all the other like shit that can be around. I always find that to be really healing and really important, and I always get a lot of clarity from that. So yeah, I think that's why it shows up so much. We're both from the South, so I think that us both being from, respectively Tennessee and Alabama, I think that is something that's innate within everyone from the South. There's like a connection there. So yeah.
Oh, totally. I think that.
Stephan's calling me. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
I got a call too, though. Can we?
I'm gonna answer because it's Stephan's birthday.
Okay, yeah. I'll just tell mine to hold. Hey, Alex, can you hold it?
Happy birthday, Devon.
Hello.
Long time no see.
How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I'm a smooth 32, living the dream in these COVID streets.
Yes.
Thank you so much for taking my call. This is my first voice call over the YouTube, so thank you so much for that. I had a question for both of y'all though. Since we're living our best life in these COVID streets, I want to give you a hypothetical. In the event that like we are in the COVID streets for like 24 months, 36 months, like a card note or some shit. What are your plans? Are there any plans that you or Stephan have for shows, or what are your plans to adjust to the pandemic? Are you still planning on doing live shows? Like what's the future holds? Thank you.
Great question. I don't know if I've considered it lasting that long.
You better. We in the streets, girl.
Yeah, I don't know if I've considered it lasting that long. I mean, Stephan and I have definitely talked about getting our EP out that we recorded before I left for London. So we definitely have plans to do that at some point in the near future, and I guess that would be probably a big thing. And then we need to take some pictures together because we don't actually have any like artwork or anything to like promote ourselves. Um, so
Ooh, that
yeah,
sounds good. Okay.
those would be some things. Stefan, anything from you?
As far as playing shows, I think it'll happen when it happens, and I think there's still a lot of writing that we have to do, and it's something that's a passion for me and you. So I don't think that it's a chore. And God, it's just so depressing to think about 36 months. I don't want to think about that anymore.
You better start thinking.
No, I will not.
Well, it's just a possibility, you know.
Better start drinking, right?
Yeah, start drinking, and hopefully Brian will have us on his show again.
Yeah, y'all gonna be really having the show.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
thank you so much.
thanks for
Yeah.
calling,
Thanks
babe.
for my call.
Of
Have a
course.
good one.
You too, babe. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for calling in, Devon. Happy birthday. That was a great question, and surprisingly one that hasn't been asked yet. Now, I've got a caller on the line, too. Alex, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Hey, you're still there. Okay. Do you have a thanks for holding the line, because we're super.
Nah, lines are jumping tonight.
Yeah, I know. See, I thought it's hard to have a call-in section without multiple lines, but with this way, we have 3 people with 3 phones. It's the same thing, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, what's your
I still want the vocal of the big phone ringing with the light, but this will do.
Yeah, I know. So you got a question or a comment for the guests?
You talk all the time about better musician, but I know that Stephan has done some like voice lessons, and Ree has just unbelievable voice, and I'm wondering how all 3 of you really have just improved your vocals as you better music.
Yeah, thanks for the question, man. So he's just asking. It kind of broke up a little there, but he was just asking, like, obviously y'all have really good harmonies going, which is kind of it's a hard thing to do. It's also not like super common because it's so difficult. So how have each of you improved your vocals over time, both on your own and then harmonizing with each other?
Well, there was the magic of you leaving for 4 years and not really singing that much, and 4 felt like 4.
Felt like 4.
Yeah, felt like 4.
Years.
That should be your band name. It felt like 4.
It felt like 4. Maybe that'll be the name
That'll
of
be
the
a
EP.
song.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So like magically, she came back from London and was just so good at singing. Like it was very tight and just wonderful. Our vocal harmonies, we've practiced a lot. I think we spent more time on like just going through loops and just until it sounds tighter and tighter and tighter. And it's still a work in progress, but I think we're both kind of perfectionists too, and that's a blessing and a curse. But it definitely drives us to get better and keep on going.
For harmony specifically, just to get really technical as well, we are still very much working on our harmonies. So I appreciate you for saying that to both of you. But we do a lot of recording, and we'll listen back to see like if we are hitting it or not. And we definitely have days where we miss all the harmonies. We definitely have days where we do well. But we are very, very, very intense about listening back and figuring out like what the harmonies are going to be. And I also quit smoking cigarettes. So if there's anyone that smokes cigarettes out there and you're a singer, if you quit, it will help your voice.
Well, I'm thinking about starting smoking cigarettes, so
Don't do it, brother.
Well, that's thank you for the call. That's that because that is like I would say one of the hallmarks of what y'all do, and so that's something that I've always thought was really cool. Well, with that, unless there's something that comes in like right in the last minute, I think we're gonna shut down the old call-in section. But thank you to everybody that has called in tonight. Great participation. more than usual. So thank you for that. And if you have any other burning questions or comments, throw them in the comment section. I think Kim's still looking at them, and she will shout them out on the air. So.
I have another call coming
Oh
in.
well, just do it. Just do it.
She's so popular.
It's from London, so
No
I feel like we
way.
should.
They
It's
went
like 1
international.
a.m. there.
Whoa.
Hey, Boo. Hey, Priya.
Hey, how are you?
I just want everyone to know it's 2 a.m. in London right now.
God damn.
Hey, babe. Thanks for calling. I'm good.
Your nocturnal buddy from London is calling in just to praise you live.
You're such a Leo. She's like, I'm just calling to give you compliments.
It's fantastic. Honestly, I'm in awe of all three of you. All of you are so talented, and I'm so excited to see where this goes. Thank you so much for performing for all of us.
Oh, thank you so much, Priya. I love you. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you for staying up to watch this live. I appreciate you.
I have one question, though.
Okay.
Okay, so will you guys consider, given the fact that people have no idea when this will end, will you consider having some sort of virtual show of your own? I mean.
I would definitely consider it. We would definitely need Brian's help as well as Stephan's help for the. You should have seen them trying to do the sound today. Like it was
a lot.
So intense. So as long as they'd be willing to do it, then I'm always open to it.
I feel like it has to happen. It has to happen. I mean, how can I live without this now?
All right. Well, we'll do it just for you, Priya.
Brilliant. Sending lots of love.
All right. Love you, babe.
Bye.
Bye.
I am so glad that we answered that call. Priya, thank you so much for calling in. That is the most dedication to this show I think anyone has ever done. And I think if she can call in from London at 2 a.m, we can put on a virtual show. I think we can make it happen.
Yeah, we should consider it.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Okay, so thank you everybody for calling in. That was super cool. So I just got a couple more questions about songwriting. Yeah, we're gonna run a little over today, but I think that's okay because I want to ask you some of these questions about songwriting. Y'all kind of hit on this a little bit, but I just want to put it out there. The process for writing the songs. It sounds like Marie, you're more lyrics focused. Stephan, you're more of doing the music. Is there any kind of like crossover there, or is it kind of a very strict dividing line?
I'd say lately, we're working on a song that I've had a little bit more of a lyrical influence, I'd say, and it's been really nice. It's been fun. It's a pretty challenging song for us. It's a little different, and we were trying to get it set up for today, but we didn't want to rush anything, and I think it'll be really special when it comes out. But it was a different process than we've typically taken, and I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like working with Stephan, and I've also written quite a few songs for Stephan, like that he plays out on his own, and that process is a little bit different because he'll kind of already have everything in place. So he'll have the song, he'll have the melody, and he'll have even what he wants it to be about. And then I'll literally just like write words and we'll kind of play off of each other, and he'll be like, oh, what if we did this? And I feel like that's definitely how it works. And with the guitar, like sometimes I'm like, oh, could you do a little bit of like a da-da-da? But like I don't play instruments. So I would definitely say that the musical stuff is a lot. It's pretty much solely Stephan.
Yeah, that's how I am when I try to tell Uncle Dave, my guitar player. It's like, oh, can you do like a little like here? And he's like, okay, like yeah,
sure.
But it also sounds like y'all tend to write the music first, and then the lyrics.
I think Probably at the beginning, yes, but now it's we do have kind of a melody in mind, but there's a lot of capo moving and transposing and really trying to hone in the right tone and harmony and should I strum it or finger pick or there's quite a bit of intention behind the execution of it.
So one of the things I find with co-writing is it's difficult because if you write something, either be it a music or a lyric, I have trouble with this because I tend to think of it as like my precious little baby, and if the person I'm co-writing with doesn't like it, it's kind of awkward to kind of navigate and it really takes a lot of vulnerability and trust. And you guys mentioned that you have a really kind of trusting relationship. Has that ever kind of felt like a little bit of like being vulnerable and like how do you navigate all that?
Yeah, I mean that's the reality of working together on music. There's going to be times where you think we should push it one way, and I'm wanting to go a different direction, or vice versa. And typically, I think the best way to navigate that is to try it. I mean, try it, record it, come back to it, think about it. But yeah, you're right. There's a vulnerability to it. There's it's tricky, but I think we've navigated it fairly well.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we have a lot of trust in each other and what we're both bringing to the table. So I feel like that's really helpful. And usually Stephan, I would probably be the one that would be like, oh, you didn't like it. But luckily, he really doesn't do that very often. He's always like, yeah, that was great. I love that. So it really works out. Or he'll like work with me together to find a new way of like saying it. So he's just really good at like delivering it in a way that I can like not feel like,
Yeah, just being a reasonable person and being nice. It's like that's that's
it also makes a big difference when I suck at writing lyrics and she's very good at that, and I play guitar and she doesn't. Definitely gives us an advantage, I guess.
So I know that Stephan can write a song. I know that for a fact. Lyrics
he definitely
to a song.
can.
And I'm guessing that Marie can probably play guitar too.
That is not true, man.
All right.
Inaccurate.
So you mentioned to one of the callers about your EP that you recorded. Is this the one that you recorded in Nashville?
It sure is.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that experience and what's going on with that whole project?
It was actually a really great experience. My best friend in Nashville, her ex partner was a producer among other things, and he had a lot of connections with different musicians in Nashville, and he actually set us up with some of the most
incredible musicians. We had a guitarist who also was very good at piano. We had a bassist and a drummer, and they were I guess Nashville quality, which is not Cincinnati quality.
Well, they also are they are studio musicians, as well as like having two of them have their own solo projects, but all of them are studio musicians in Nashville. So they were extremely like it was very easy to like have them come in and see what we have and figure out how to add to the music and bring out different parts. So it was a really incredible experience. We recorded it all to tape, I think is the right way of doing it. So it was all recorded like to an actual big ass tape machine.
That's awesome.
And it was really cool because of the sound. So because it's it sounds kind of like back in the day how they would record, and it was really cool. And that was actually our producer's choice as well. So we just have had some issues just getting it out. So yeah, it's just needing a little bit more mixing, and it'll be ready to go. So we're hoping to do that by the end of this year. We're hoping to get that out for everyone.
That's awesome. I have some of like the bootlegs that Stephan sent me. I listened to them all. I have like 4 of them, I think, 4 songs.
Yep.
And I listened to them all before doing the show, and I was like, God damn, this was. I remember when Stephan gave it to me after the the Matchbox 20 Counting Crows show.
Fantastic.
What a great night that was. We're not going to talk about that on the show, though. That's cool about the recording analog. I think Nick Fed was on the show, and the way he put it that I thought was brilliant was analog is the sound waves on a tape. Like when you record the digital, you're taking sound waves and converting them into ones and zeros. But analog, you're taking the sound waves and recording those sound waves as they are into an analog medium, and so that's like where that kind of like warmth and that old school kind of like purity comes from. I think that's super cool. I didn't know that actually. I want to listen to them again and with that in mind, that's super cool. Yeah. So I think we're ready for our last song now. That's pretty much all the questions I got. So
this was so much fun, Brian.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for being on the show. I love you guys. I miss you guys. How about so what's this last song you're gonna play for us?
This is one that was on the EP actually.
Oh.
So and actually being down in Nashville, it heavily influenced how we play it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Now.
It's called Hours.
It's called Hours.
All right, this is the Blue Above with their song Hours on Brian's Basement.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah.
Got it. You never said it, why place me so below you? Come on down, and all the people, I hear them calling for you. I'm ready now, ready now. Bring it into the light, turn all the blame from the intention. I'm standing here because I've seen how love can change it all. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Falling apart in the breeze. Falling apart in the breeze. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Falling apart in the breeze. Falling apart in the breeze. I had a vision, you're blowing white weeds into blue. They're floating down, floating down. My mother said it, real lovers usually bring the ache. I feel it now, feel it now. Bring it into the light. Turn all the blame from the intention. I'm standing here because I've seen how love can change it all. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Falling apart in the breeze. Falling apart in the breeze. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Falling apart in the breeze. Falling apart in the breeze. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Ours. I knew this was ours. Ours. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Falling apart in the breeze. Falling apart in the breeze. I knew this was ours. I knew this was ours. Falling apart in the breeze. Falling apart in the breeze.
All right, that was so good. You got that was a great song to show off those vocal harmonies. That was great.
Thanks, man.
So
Thanks, buddy.
we've made it to the end of our show tonight. This is the point in time where I just like to give the guests, if you have any plugs or any shout outs or anything like that, let them fly.
Just want to shout out Marie.
Hell
Glad
yeah!
that you're back in the States.
After 4 years.
Yeah, seemed like 3.
Literally 3 years.
She took a big leap of faith, and it's been a crazy time back. But I'm proud of you. I know it's been hard on the soul, and you're just like a phoenix, man. You're just killing it. Yeah, very proud of you.
Thank you so much. I was just gonna shout out Stephan. Thank you so much for just always being there for me. Stephan and Rachel let Justini and I live here when we first moved back because our condo was still being inhabited by our renters, and they have just both been such a support, and it's just so important, I think, for creative people to have creative outlets. And so that is just something that I feel like our friendship gives me, and I'm very, very thankful. And thank you, Brian, for having us. I just really appreciate knowing you and getting to hear your music, and Joe, and just, all of my musician friends. Just thank you so much for just inspiring me to do this. It means a lot.
Yeah, for real, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you so much for taking the time and being on the show and doing all this stuff. I super appreciate it. So with that, we're gonna say goodbye for now. If you stay on the line, and after we play the music and turn off the stream, and we'll chat a little bit after the show.
Sounds good.
Sound good? All right.
Sounds
Thank
good.
I'll try not to harmonize with you.
Yeah,
it's very hard.
It
not
probably
to just
couldn't.
jump
It probably couldn't hurt. But anyway, so thank you so much to the blue above, Stephan and Marie. Thank you for being on the show. That's super cool. I think they're both super, just like we mentioned in the show, warm and charismatic people, and that makes me happy. So I want to play one more song before we call it a night. This song is called "The Pontoon Bridge." This is about not being left behind. My story begins in the scorching summer of 1862. Lincoln hoped for God, but he knew that he needed Kentucky too. But the ferries proved too slow to get the Union soldiers across the mighty Ohio. So they hatched themselves a plan, and they built me a floating bridge on barges. And I wobble back and forth, but I always sustain the steady Union marches. But civilians were turned away, for my only purpose was to send soldiers to die far away. And I say please, please, oh, don't let me be just a means to an end. I say please, please, oh, let me be more than a soldier's story, serve more than the wars you're warring. Please, please, oh, don't sell me down the old brown river. Keep me in your heart forever. Well, I'd split in two for you until the mighty steamships paddle through. Tie me up and then I can serve my purpose once again. And the soldiers fought and died, and the autumn came and went, and so did my time. And I say please, please, oh, don't let me be just a means to an end. I say please, please, don't let me be more than a soldier's story, serve more than the wars you're warring. Please, please, oh, don't sell me down the old brown river. Keep me in your heart forever. And then 2 years later, Roebling made the span, and I was chopped apart and sold to the lumberman. But that new suspension bridge, no, it ain't never seen no war. And all the things I'd seen and been, I thought that I could be something more. But me, well, I've always been just a means to an end. I say please, please, oh, let me be more than a soldier's story, serve more than the wars you're warring. Please, please, oh, don't sell me down the old brown river. Keep me in your heart forever. Don't sell me down the old brown river. Keep me in your heart forever. All right. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in this week and everybody that tunes in every week. I super appreciate it. As always, thanks to Kim, my lovely producer. And tune in next week. We got another interview coming up. So until then, be safe, be nice to people, and do something fun for yourself, okay? We'll see you next week.